Let's go back to the Titans-Colts game in 2023, and let's talk about kind of the special teams debacle that happened in that game that caused the Titans to lose. Ryan Stonehouse was a new punter for the Titans at that point in Titans history, and he was an incredible punter. Amazingly strong leg. Was just kind of the new thing in punting at that time. This guy would hit 60, 70-yard punts with ease, it seemed like, and he was just going to be the future of Titans special teams. It was a great pickup for the Titans, but there's a couple of things I want to talk about in these videos that really, I guess, made me wonder kind of what was going on, not just in the punter's mind, but also the special team coach's mind. These things happen, and people kind of just forget about them. But these are kind of things that we need to break down and learn from as punters and as special team coaches, because this lost the Titans the game, in my opinion. The score, third quarter, it's 17-16 Titans. Titans getting ready to punt. And immediately, as a punter, and I want to take you through what happens in a punter's mind in this situation. All right, so you either have 6 men, 7 men, or 8 men. We call it in the box, guys with the potential to rush the punt. So as you can see in this formation, the Colts have 8 guys in the box. Our 2 gunners on the outside are single pressed. It means there's 1 guy on them. So we know there's 8 guys in the box and 1 return man. Anytime you have 8 men in the box as a punter, you immediately think, I'm going to have to probably rush this punt just a little bit because there's a high potential for a rush. So not just that, but knowing that the Colts have 5 of those 8 guys on our right side of the center makes me believe that they're likely to rush from our right. So as a punter, immediately in my mind, I don't want to step towards a 5-man rush. I want to step away from a 5-man rush. So I think a couple things happen here that really cause me maybe like a pause, make me wonder a little bit of what was going on. Again, the Colts knew that Stonehouse was going to hit a big punt, so why not rush the guy and try to make something happen? So as we start to run this play, we'll notice that the 5 guys really are rushing 3 guys from our guard over to our wing. We also have a personal protector, which is 4 guys. So really they're rushing 5 on 4. And the blocking wasn't done well. The blocking was there was a mistake in the blocking because a guy actually slipped through. I believe it was the guard tackle gap and ended up blocking the punt. So the first thing that happened was terrible blocking. But I think everything was in trouble even before the snap was even made, because it looks like Stonehouse is punting to the right, which is right into that 5-man rush. So there's a lot of things that make me wonder kind of what was going on. We talk about 8 men up in the box. As we see this from the back, we'll see this clearly. 8 men up, 5 men to the left as we see it on the screen. He cannot step into those 4 guys wide rushing. He has to either step middle or maybe even punt to the left. But he also has to understand that he needs to hurry this up because he knows guys are coming. But it doesn't look like he really hurries. And as I take a stopwatch to this, I got a 2.27 get-off time, which if you are familiar with get-off times in the pros, that's pretty slow. So if there's 6 men up, it's one thing, but there's 8 men knowing they're going to rush. So this get-off time should be 2.0 to 2.1, somewhere in that area. I don't think it would have mattered that in this play regardless, because the guy was in there so quick, but Stonehouse has to speed this punt up a little bit. You can see he catches the ball, he takes 3 big steps, gets closer to the line of scrimmage. The block point is really close to the line of scrimmage. It's a big cluster. So later on in the game, it's now the 4th quarter, 13:50 left on the clock. The Colts are up 22-19, and the Titans have to punt again. Well, the Colts just blocked a punt. They smell blood in the water now, so they're going to try anything now to make another big play. Why not? So we initially start with 7 men in the box this time, which as a punter may or may not be rushing. That's kind of was a thought in my head. It was 7 men. But you always wanted to watch for something crazy that was about to happen. As you can see, there's 7 men in the box, but there's a guy behind the line of scrimmage that almost acts as a linebacker. Well, this was planned. The Colts are trying to confuse the blocking scheme of the Titans. So they bring the press guy off the gunner to the left, and they replace him with a guy at linebacker so that there's not a potential for a fake punt throw to this guy that's supposedly uncovered. Well, as a punter, again, you have to see this happening in front of you. You have to be aware of where this guy's coming from. So back when I played, Coach Alan Lowry was my special teams coach, and he would always say, if a guy comes off the edge like that, he's the punter's responsibility. So what that means is the punter either has to kick away from the guy, or he has to speed this punt up enough to where this guy can't block it, because you can't change your blocking scheme mid-play. So with this guy coming off the edge like this, Stonehouse has to rush the punt. He has to know this guy's coming. But this is the hardest part about punting, in my opinion, is that when things like this happen, you have a split second to determine whether or not you can punt the ball or if you have to pull the ball down and try to run it. I don't know if it's a lack of experience, if it was just he wasn't paying attention or what happened, but this is a play where this guy was in there so quick, Stonehouse probably should have pulled this ball down and ran it, because the guy was a great athlete. He could run. And he was a big guy. So this was probably one that was on Stonehouse that he should have pulled this down and run it. But let's play this thing out and kind of see what happens with this. As you can see, the linebacker, the guy away from the line of scrimmage, will go out and replace the guy that's going to rush. And the guy's in there so quick, he blocks his drop. But it doesn't look like to me that Stonehouse even sees him coming. He's not even aware of the guy coming off the edge. And that's something as a punter, you always have to be aware of potential rushers and whether or not you can get the ball off. So this punt was catastrophic for Stonehouse, because I believe he tore his ACL on this play, and was just terrible for him, because he was out for the remainder of the season. And it was just a tough time for Titans special teams. There was some blocking scheme stuff that was going wrong, but we have to, as punters, understand the situation that goes on in front of us. This is something we can all learn from.